Now, my favorite part of the day. We get to talk about racism. Do you want to be racist on stream?
I don't think I'm racist.
Yeah, nobody thinks they're racist until they cross the street whenever they see a black person walking down the other way.
What?
There's so many other ways of being racist. they need to just look at Godzilla -1 and had a much smaller budget. Yeah, exactly. They use their properties in a way that made sense for the screen. And it's not only like lighting and all kinds of other stuff. They knew the story they wanted to tell. They knew the shots that they wanted to make. And they found a way to do it because it was all previs. It was pre-visualized, pre-planned. Most of the time with these giant bloated Hollywood budgets, it's not pre-planned in any way whatsoever. I mean, they're rewriting half the script halfway through the film. And then they have to do reshoots and pickups and all this other kind of stuff. Who in the heck? Mary. There's a dog on there.
So are you not going to read that comment out loud?
Well, I kind of did. Movie doesn't have to have fancy CGI effects. If the story is good, people will pay to see it. Exactly. I'm a big proponent of like, you got to get the story right first. And even when I reviewed Critical Drinkers, a little like 40-minute episode, or it was Proof of Concept, the little short film, I was like, the story's on point. The few times they did use CGI, it stood out in a bad way. But all the other stuff, all the practical stuff they were doing was great, but it was all based on the story of Nathan Drake. Not Nathan Drake. Fuck. Ryan Drake. Yeah, they need to go back to good story. I mean, you do need a little bit of spectacle because, you know, a lot of the times, like just the regular dramas, they don't really do very well at the box office. That's kind of come and gone, the rom-com era. Like, people do want to see action. People do want to see fantastical things. But there's a dag. Come on. You have to be in the camera. But you have to be here. Thank you, buddy. All right, bro time. Bro time, roll time? No, there's no roll tide here. Because I ain't from Bama. Fuck Bama.
What's wrong with Bama? Get the fuck your sister.
Nick Saban abandoned us. Well, that was when Bama had a franchise. They actually did shit. Anyway, that's college football. LSU, go Tigers. I want Hollywood to make more Batman movies, damn it. Now, okay, so there has been, Matt Reeves has said that they have actually finished the Batman 2 script. Now, my estimation is that James Gunn isn't going to let it go forward. It's like, yeah, great. They celebrated, they wrote the script, but Gunn is in charge of all that shit. So is he going to let it go forward? You're from Bama. Now we fight. I'm just kidding. I don't really care about college football. It's more NFL. And then I've been way too busy to even keep up with that stuff. And I don't even watch the highlights anymore. Watch highlights from the Braves in the 90s. Because that was when I was a kid and playing baseball. But also, yeah, the Braves suck. That era is over. All the great eras are over. Everything is completely topsy-turvy. Well, the Eras tour is over. You got Brad Pitt being interviewed by her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. Fuck the Chiefs. Anyway, we're getting off on tangents. I don't think he wants another Batman movie to take spot. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, this Batman movie could have come out because they did have their original script was finished years ago or a year and a half ago. And then James Gunn actually came out and says, like, nah, I wasn't happy with it. And it's like, yeah, but this isn't your universe. You're specifically keeping it out of the Gunn DCU. Matt Reeves' thing is his own thing. And then they came out with a Penguin, and then that was a massive success. And then suddenly, Gunn and Matt Reeves are having like altercations and stuff like that. Matt Reeves doesn't even want to try anymore. But apparently he got one done. But it still has to go through that guy. And he doesn't want anything to take away from him and all the things he can slap his name on, in my own opinion. Well, let's go into all the racist shit that he said. No, I don't really think it was that racist, but just for the sake of having a laugh, James Gunn, he names Bollywood and Eastern cinema as the driving inspiration behind his new Superman, sorry. Sure. This is the inspiration. Well, it's definitely not truth, justice, the American way. Nope. Instead, it's a bunch of colorful and flamboyant people halfway across the world singing and doing toe touches and tap dancing. James Gunn, the director and writer of the new Superman movie, recently shared in an interview with HTC City how Bollywood and Eastern cinema influenced his work on the film. And when asked about this rise of superheroes in India and whether he might include Indian mythology or cinema, he spoke openly about his admiration for the fans. Well, the reason why he's speaking about the admiration for the fans is because, was it like a day or so ago, when he was just like, yeah, I read all this shit talking on Twitter and on social media, and yeah, it's just a bunch of little 12-year-old Indians. I wish he would have said a bunch of 12-year-old red dots. I wish he would have said that, because there are different types of Indians, but this is where we bring race into everything. Well, first of all, I am incredibly grateful for Indian fans, and I talk to you guys all the time online. You also ignore them all the time online and then shit talk them in interviews when you're in America trying to promote your movie. This is the worst promotion for a film that I've seen in a long time. I think the Captain Marvel promotion was better than this. Everything that comes out, just the random out of context clips. I wish I had the one that came up this morning pulled up. Otherwise, I would show that one to y'all. It was absolutely terrible. Everything's out of context. There's no way this is going to be a cohesive story. Oh, I know what it was. If you haven't seen it, it's where the kaiju is stepping. He's trying to step into the city. Superman goes underneath him and he's holding it up. And then the Crypto, the dumbass fucking dog, and Superman's just like, go away. Go away. Come on, get out of here. And he has to use his super breath to blow him out of the way before he goes and then tunnels like a fucking Diglett underneath the sidewalk. How much damage did that create when it didn't have to create that much damage? He could have just popped up right by a toenail, but now he has to go for like a good 7 seconds underground to pop up straight into the air so everyone can have their applause, while crowds somehow with this giant fucking monster hovering over them are just waiting on the street corners by red lights and walking pedestrian signs, waiting for Superman to jump up so they can jump and scream and probably have a riot and fly their rainbow flags at some other point. It's the fucking stupidest clip, and it's only like 25 seconds or it may be a minute, but it's that fucking dumb. Everything that he has put out is just like, this is not Superman. Not my Superman, not anybody's Superman. He explained that this is a character who cares for everyone and brings people together. Every life is sacred, and he's somebody who brings us together and makes us more alike than different in every way. Complete and utter bullshit. Every life is sacred. Yes. He's someone who brings us together. Okay, so the way that Superman brings us together is not by making us more alike, but the way that he brings us together is for embodying the virtues that we all should be following. And those virtues are the American way, which is Judeo-Christian virtues and values. So you missed the damn point. You little feckle-faced cocksucker. Gunn described how he treats Superman as a real person rather than just a symbol. No, that's the wrong way of doing it, though, in my opinion. He is the symbol. He has to embody the symbol. We don't want, I mean, it's okay to have like the little points of frustration or the little points of doubt when it's just with him and Lois, somewhere where the people can't see him. But when he's doing all of this in public around a whole lot of people, the entirety of Superman is that he embodies that symbol so that they can feel the strength. They can feel that strength of character and that symbol of like Superman is always like this. He embodies these things. He is what we should aspire to, and he doesn't break. So I can work harder so I don't break my character. That's the entire reason for his fucking shit. What you do in your bedroom, like when you're closed away from other people, like yes, you will have like doubts and fears and concerns and all that shit, but that's not what Superman's about. Yeah, marketing is ass. It's so bad. I don't think there's been a single one. What was the first teaser trailer where it starts out and it's like, okay, this could be cool. Superman's battered and bloody, and then the damn dog comes up there and he's like, no, please don't. The dog doesn't realize that his owner and best friend is on the verge of possible death. Nope, he's just gonna beat the fuck out of him more while he's up there near the Fortress of Solitude. What the fuck is this? Everything is just it's a Guardians of the Gun. But now we have a different, with even a shittier costume. Golly, that Superman costume is so bad.